morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I have wonderful, wonderful news. That Trainer's Toolkit that I told you about a little while ago, well, some images are being shared, showing the contents of that Trainer's Toolkit. And for the second time in as many months, I am telling you that there is a Pokémon TCG product being released that I really, really think you need to go and try and get your hands on as soon as possible. Now, I got the image from the lovely PokeGuardian.com, the lovely Primal Lugia sharing it out. And as a side note, Primal Lugia over at PokeGuardian did do an interview with me just a couple of days ago. I'll pop a link in the description. Please give it a click. Give that dude some love and support. Brilliant website. And I'm really proud of the interview we did. So, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. But in turn, he got it from Alpha Teaser TCG. I'll pop a link in the description to their Facebook. So, it's coming out on June the 26th, which is 2 weeks yesterday. And it's going to cost $30. And oh my word, it's amazing. Like, straight off the bat, there's only one other product I've really told you recently that is absolutely, definitely worth the money and you need to go and get your hands on, and that was the Pikachu and Zekrom League Battle Deck. Because you got the 2 Pikachu and Zekrom, because you got the 4 copies of Jirachi, because you got a bunch of staples like Professor's Research and Quick Ball, things of that nature. Yeah. So frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you absolutely now. I'm going to run through in a minute what's in it and why it's so good, etc., etc. But just to start us off, this is a phenomenal product, and yes, you need to go and get yourself one of these. It is absolutely, inarguably worth the money. With that out of the way, what's confirmed as being inside? 2 of the alternate art Dedenne. Now, I know not everybody was convinced of this, but I was, and the lovely Primal Lugia was as well. The fact that it would be the alternate art Dedenne that Japan had that we didn't, that would be coming in here. And you get 2 copies of that Dedenne. Bearing in mind, right, Dedenne is the one where you play it from your hand to the bench, discard your hand, draw 6 cards. Phenomenal, staple in almost every deck at the moment. You get 2 of them in here. And yeah, sure, there are some decks that play more than 2, but there aren't that many that do, and there aren't that many that need to. Even the decks that generally play free could get away with 2 if you were on a little bit of a budget. The fact that you get 2 of them in this product is absolutely over the top phenomenal. Yes, in Darkness Ablaze, Crobat V is going to be coming out. It's Shaman, but you can only use 1 of the abilities per turn. And fine, Crobat is going to dent Dedenne's playability a little bit, but you're still going to be able to play Dedenne if you want to. It's going to rotate out next August, September, which basically means for just over a year, this is going to be a staple in basically every deck. You need some copies of it, and this is a $30 product that gives you 2. That alone is worth it. 2 Dedennes for $30, that is a good deal. Like, if we head over to eBay at the moment, and we take a rough look at roughly how much we should be paying for Dedenne GX, generally speaking, it's in the $20 to $30 range. I mean, there's a lot of people selling digital, which, I don't know, kind of annoys me when people are selling digital cards for that much real money, but hey-ho, you can't win them all. But the physical cards, you're basically talking somewhere in the region of $20 to $30 to get 1 copy of Dedenne. Here's 2 for $30. Now, you should already at this stage be convinced of this product, but wait, there's more. The other one that really brings us value for money here is Boss's Orders. There are 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Now, Boss's Orders is that supporter card that lets you drag one of your opponent's Pokemon from the bench into the active, and again, it is an absolute staple in basically every deck. You'll get the odd fire deck that plays Ninetales, but even they generally tend to play 1 Boss's Orders. It really is just phenomenal. It's a card you need for basically every deck. Here's the thing though, this will survive the rotation, so it's going to rotate out in September 2022, or maybe the tail end of August. So at the minimum, you've got 2 years of this card. But remember, it's called Boss's Orders Giovanni, and the assumption is, though we've never had this explicitly confirmed, but we're, sure it's happening, is that they are going to reprint Boss's Orders in the future, featuring other characters. So, instead of reprinting Lysander, which was the same card, it would instead, if they chose to, be reprinted as Boss's Orders Lysander, or Boss's Orders Guzma. And this is likely to be a staple in the game for years and years to come. And again, there are decks that play 3 or 4, but there are plenty of decks that get away with playing 2 of these. There's 2 of them in the deck. But wait, there's more. Now, I'll be honest with you, Metal Sorcerer is probably the other card that really stands out for me here, just because it's generally not available in other products. So, if we have a look at Metal Sorcerer, it's the one that lets you attach a metal energy from your discard to one of your benched metal Pokemon. Really good for Zacian at the moment, but this is going to be a staple in every metal deck until it rotates out, which incidentally will be 2 years from now, which is kind of ridiculous. For 2 years, you're going to have this that you need. And then there's other staples in there as well. You get 2 copies each of Professor's Research, Marnie, and Quick Ball. And I feel extremely confident saying these are 3 more cards that basically come in every deck. Pretty much every deck plays these cards. Now, the reason they're not quite as special, if you bought the Pikachu and Zekrom GX deck, you will have got yourself 2 copies of Marnie, and you would have got yourself 3 copies of Professor's Research, and you would have got yourself 2 copies of Quick Ball, which means that if you bought that and this, then you end up with play sets of them all as well. Quick Ball, discard a card from your hand, search for a basic Pokemon, the best basic Pokemon search we've got, and basics are an overwhelming majority of the format right now. Professor's Research, discard your hand, draw 7 cards, best draw supporter we've got in the game. Marnie, both players shuffle a hand and put them on the bottom of their decks. And then you draw 5 cards, your opponent draws 4. Pretty good as a draw card, but also pretty nice as disruption. And again, all 3 of these cards are played in basically every deck. I'm testing a bunch of decks at the moment, and pretty much all of them have 4 of all 3 of these cards. And you get the 2 Boss's Orders, and you get the 2 Dedenne. You get 2 copies of Reset Stamp. Now, Reset Stamp is a fun one because you're actually getting the alternate art. You're getting the artwork that Japan had that we didn't. This is the one that makes your opponent shuffle the hand into their deck, draw a number of cards equal to their remaining prizes. It's a staple in every deck, but then again, it's generally kind of a one-off, and you did get them in the Pikachu and Zekrom deck, so not quite as exciting. And while we're here, you also do get the alternate art Pokegear 3.0. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, find a supporter card, put it in your hand. That sees a huge amount of play. And the alternate art version of Pokemon Communication. These artworks have been out in Japan for a little while. They have not been available outside of Japan, or at least, in English. So these are brand new in that regard. That's the one that swaps a Pokemon in your hand for a Pokemon in your deck. And again, that is a pretty gosh darned good thing. Sees a lot of play. Now, I don't usually talk about the code cards very much, but when you've got products like this that give you a code that will presumably give you the cards from the product, it is awesome. Because now you put this code in, and online you've got your 2 Dedenne, your 2 Professor's Research, your 2 Marnie, your 2 Boss's Orders, your 2 Quick Ball, etc. And that is kind of redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely redonkulous. And I haven't even mentioned that you get 2 Giant Half here. Discard a card from your hand, search your deck for 2 fire energy and put them into your hand. Any fire decks, bearing in mind Welder is going to basically guarantee that fire remains relevant for at least the next year, any Welder decks and fire decks are going to want to play Giant Half, and you get a couple of them as well. So just looking at these cards, this is an absolutely phenomenal deal, except it actually keeps going. because you also get yourself a whole bunch of energy cards. Enough energy to basically make which deck you need. 4 booster packs, and according to the image we've got here, the booster packs are 2 Rebel Clash, 1 Sword and Shield, and 1 Unbroken Bonds. So that's 2 of the most recent set, 1 of the next to most recent set, and 1 a couple sets back. 3 of those packs are going to survive the next 2 rotations, and Unbroken Bonds will survive the next rotation. So they're not giving us these packs that are about to rotate out immediately. Plus you get yourself the sleeves. The sleeves are quite nice, they're alright. Some people love them, some people hate them. That's the nature of sleeves. And the dice and the acrylic markers for Burn and Poison. It is, for $30, absolutely ridiculous value. Honestly, the Dedenne alone would be worth it. The Dedenne and all the other cards, which are actually, focused out there in the image, make it a crazy deal. And then you add in the 4 booster packs and everything else, and it is ridiculous. It's the best value product we've seen since the Pikachu and Zekrom League Battle deck, and I, for one, hope Pokemon do more and more of these products. I'm sure some people are going to find some reason why Pokemon are being mean and this isn't that good a set or something, but I'm telling you now, as honestly as I can, this is a phenomenal value product, and if you are in a position to do so, I would recommend very, very heartily chucking in a pre-order for this as soon as you can, because if you don't, someone else is going to. So there we go. So that's what I think. I think it's amazing, but I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.